What up, traders? How we doing? Who's ready to get to the trading action? I know I am, of course. We're still in the roll to pull competition. We'll take a look at the leaderboard and, of course, take some more shots. That's what we're here for right now, especially on the trading competition. We took some on Fubo last Friday and they didn't really do a negative, but we're looking for the positive today. We're looking to go ahead and try to make some big bucks. We'll find out if we do it only right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. Let's get after it, team.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, it's good to see you guys back on a Monday, ready to get after it. Keeping it chill chinchillas, of course. You guys don't know about the chinchillas. You got to look up the V-Friends to find out about that one. But let me bring on my V-Friend. I'm going to at least call him my V-Friend. I don't know if he likes it too much, but what's up, Ryan?
Mitch, I'll just say this. I like everything. I'm trying to smile and be in a good mood, but I don't have any idea what the hell you're talking about.
Come on, bro.
Chinchillas, V-Friends. I mean,
you don't know about the chinchilla, dude? That he's right there. He's hanging out.
No, one of my friends.
Believe it or not, Ryan,
one of my friends when I was younger had a chinchilla. Super awesome animals, but I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Hey, don't worry. This is a $120 jacket. So if you want one,
it's not a jacket. That's a hoodie. Number one.
Hoodie. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty expensive hoodie, but I get them for free, man. That's what you got to do. You can't pay.
I see. So you came on here doing a victory lap over a hoodie.
No, I keep these in the. Honestly, I could sell these, but that's not the idea either, right? I get nice free swag. Got to rock it. Got to enjoy it. Chilling, guys. I need to keep it chill today. That's the real. By the way,
I never received any Moo swag, which was disappointing.
Right?
Just saying.
Right. I disappointed too, right? I see that moo back there. You guys see that moo?
Yeah, you have it.
You see it? You see the pillow? The pillow, it's hanging out there. All right, let's get to the action. Let's take a look at what we can trade today, guys. I'll be looking at Roku for the short side. Yes, I said it. I'm an evil short seller. So you guys can't send me to South Korea or North Korea, wherever you guys want to send me, because it looks like they banned short selling. Did you hear about that, Ryan?
I did. That was actually one of the stocks that I selected today is up because of that. We'll talk about it here in a second.
Oh, awesome to hear that, Ryan. Ryan's coming prepared. I know he's ready for it. I'll be looking to see what happens and see if we get to the short side today. We'll find out, guys. Will we get some pullback action? One of the things leading me to the short side is the TLT continuing to fall this morning. Look at the price action from 545 to now. You can see how that continues to drop. So this is my thing to watch at the gates. If the TLT doesn't bounce or it makes a quick move to 85 on the downside, that's when I could think the market's just going to follow. So I'll be watching the bonds to see if we get a little bit of a turnaround. And like always, I feel like the market never makes it easy. So right now it's been easy if you were playing the long side all last week. Will that turn around this week? Time to find out, right? We'll see what happens on that TLT. And of course, to see what happens in different stocks. Reason why I like Roku as one of the ones for shorting is because why? Because of the recent run that it's been in. We're talking close to 50% higher on the recent run. So this seems extreme to me. And what does Roku do in the past? It makes extreme moves up and then extreme moves down, extreme moves up, extreme moves down, extreme moves up, down, down. Why not play it again, right? So I'll see what happens here. Pattern that is consistent on Roku. We'll see if this comes right back down. All right, let's get to the action. We'll see what else is going on in the market. If you guys have any action to throw up, definitely throw up those names in the chat. Say hello, hit the like button so that we can go ahead and get to your guys' stocks. Let's go to Ryan and take a look at his outlook on the S&P, and then we'll get to, of course, some of the smaller names. Let's get to it. What do you got for me today, Ryan?
All right. Well, good morning and happy Monday. Great to see a whole bunch of returning faces in the chat here, ready for another week. Last week, I mean, what a ripper. I mean, look at this. It's just we gapped multiple times, nothing but green candles. My question is, do we see some of the opposite here this week? Do we pull back after this has, kind of been raging? If we take a look at the RSI here, RSI is not yet at overbought. MACD has had a really good expansion on the histogram, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we trade up to this 100-day moving average. Got that at about 439. We are butting up against this 436.5 level. We'll see if we get rejected there. I would kind of be looking for a regression to the mean, to be quite honest with you. So that's one of the things I'm looking for. I did see that Michael tweeted out the top 10 performers for the Trade the Pool contest. We're going to go over that a little bit later. But again, want to shout out Dan Turner from our community here, currently in 8th on the updated leaderboard after killing it on ALDX. So shout out to Dan. We're going to take a look at that stuff a little bit later. Let's jump into some of the smaller stocks. We'll cover some of those, what Mitch was talking about there. Let me show you what's going on here. First one here is going to be OGI. This was just over $1 last week, and we popped almost to $2 here today, just above 170. We've kind of come back off those highs, but we're holding right near the VWAP here. Organigram, hope I'm saying that correctly. Organigram shares are trading higher after the company announced $146 million investment from BAT from the creation of Jupiter's strategic investment pool. So we've got a PR here that's driving this. I'm unsure of the quality of this PR, but I'm quite sure I've seen price action like this before. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade the price action, understanding that there is a PR here. One of the things I'd really like to see this not lose is 150. I think if it loses 150, you really have to wait for a support to be confirmed before you can try this here to the long side. So OGI, let's take a look here at the daily real quick. You can see, let me reset this, give us a better view there. You can see, in the past, very much like what Mitch was just talking about on Roku, when this thing pops, it does like to come back in. Let's see where it goes today. It's definitely not a candidate to hold overnight. Okay, there was, let's cover the one that Mitch was talking about. Let me just kind of get this out of the way. That was, where is that ticker? Where is that ticker? PKX. There we go. All right, let's go back to the movers here. PKX. Okay, so this is Pasco Holdings. So you can see the ticker PKS. This was what, 83 in an 83 handle last week, and popped up 15% here. Now we are up, or we're off the highs here, but this did pop here, and you can see that the catalyst here is Pasco Holding shares are trading higher after South Korea banned short selling through the first half of 2024. So it would appear that this stock or ETF or whatever this is here, reacting to that news that Mitch kind of broke. So this seems to be the stock that's the biggest. I would make a call to the chat here. If there are any other stocks that you think might be affected from this, bring those into the chat. Let's take a look at them. Let's see if there's any opportunity for that here. I'm not going to trade this. I'm going to stick to things I'm more familiar with, but just to kind of put the button on this was the news catalyst that Mitch was talking about. And you can see here's one of the facts that's being dramatically affected by this news catalyst. Okay, let's get back to some of the other stuff here. LILM, we've traded this one before, I feel like several times. We've seen this on the scanner a number of times here. LILM had a really decent day on Friday, looking like it's going to continue that here today. First step that we really need is a move through that VWAP on volume. Would love it to get through 110 as well. Maybe if we can take out this 111 area, we can go towards the highest. LILM penny stock here, over $1, but this gapping up a little bit here this morning. A couple more that we wanted to talk about. BTAI. I noticed a lot of people in the chat were mentioning BTAI. This had just crossed $5. Jay Summers, I know that you're on BTAI. Carmen, I think you're on BTAI as well. Crow might be. Jay, maybe. In any case, Sydney talking about it out there. In any case, BTAI looking like it's going here, or at least getting some action here this morning. Looks like one of the other stocks that you folks were talking about here in the chat that was similar to that is going to be AIRE. Did I get this right? AIRE. Is that a Crow special here? I'm more interested in AIRE. So this one, very, very low float, right, Crow? Yeah, this thing averages 100,000 shares, excuse me. I don't have a float reading, but we can go ahead and check that on Flow Checker. AIRE, this one looks pretty volatile, but this one here moving as well. Li Auto, this one we've talked about quite a bit. This also popping huge here. We have earnings in 3 days. Catalyst here, Li Auto shares are trading higher amid reports China may introduce new fiscal stimulus. This is something that the Happy Hour group discussed almost every day last week. We are expecting a number of things are not really good in China, and they are trying to fight it with stimulus. We'll see what stocks are going to be the benefactors of that. Li Auto looks to be one of them here this morning, so keep this one on your radar as well. We've covered that, covered BTAI, MVIS on here, a good old MVIS. How many times have we traded this one, right? How many times has this come up for the morning prep? MVIS popping as high as 280 here. We've really kind of bled back. We're actually extended from the VWAP here. Want to make sure that this has all of its selling pressure done before we try taking this to the long side. We'd really like to see a build with some volume, some good buying volume. We don't have that yet, so we'll see if we end up getting that. SLS looks like this popped earlier, came all the way back in round trip, got another volume pop here in the end of the pre-market here. We did have a press release here, positive key immunobiological and clinical data from a phase 1 and 2 trial of one of its drugs in combination with Keytruda. So this one moving here again, we'll see where this ends up going. Kind of a wild pre-market session, right? Up, down, up again. We'll see what the next move is here. Clean Spark, CLSK. This has had a wild couple of days here, right? We had a really, really power move on Thursday. Congrats if you caught it. Some back and forth moves. Definitely some volatility here on Friday. And we'll see if we're setting up for another move here today. Really, the only key spot here outside of the VWAP is going to be that 470. If this can really clear out 470 to the upside, maybe we go a little bit higher here. CLSK, definitely one to keep on watch. Now, the other thing that I was noticing here is that Bitcoin, what's wrong with my mouse here? Bitcoin had kind of a wild weekend. I did notice that Mara and Riot are both on this list here today. They've popped a little bit, but it's still in the range for the past several days. So keep these on the watch list. I don't necessarily know that there's going to be a move in these right out of the gate, but definitely keep an eye on them, because if Bitcoin starts to move, you can expect these to move with it. There was one more that I think let me go ahead and actually get this one up here. That was CLDX. Let's go back to the movers tool. CLDX. So this one here, Celodex Therapeutics, this one popping considerably here. Celodex Therapeutic share, this doesn't have a whole lot of volume traded this morning. Celodex Therapeutic shares are trading higher after the company announced data from its phase 2 trial treating urticaria refractory. God, I don't even know what that is. But here, session volume, this thing's only traded about 292,000 shares here this morning, which is why it's not on movers. The notable thing here is that the 100-day average for volume traded in this stock is just under 500,000 shares, about 480,000. The market hasn't even opened, and we're at 293. So I'm expecting that to be eclipsed pretty early here. We'll see what that means for the actual trading, but again, keep this one on your radar as well. CLDX seems to have a pretty positive catalyst behind it.
All right. Well, Ryan, is that pretty much the wrap up on this?
That's it, dude. Really good timing.
Love
Mitch.
it. That's what it's all about, right? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I see, of course, somebody in the back that might want to join. So let's go ahead. Let's bring on the man himself, the one and only. How we doing? CEO of Trade the Pool, Michael. What's going on? How we doing?
Hey guys, I'm great. What's up? How's it going?
Hey, glad to have you back, man. We enjoyed having you last week when you brought in some trades. So you got some big shoes to fill here. As I'm sure everyone out there is like, Michael, give me the next trade because I'm struggling here, man. But the competition definitely isn't struggling, as I see many just continue to kind of, and let's just put it in the real terms, kick ass here in the tournament here and the competition, as now there's multiple people just taking off here. What have you been seeing, Michael?
I mean, that's a roller coaster. You know, last week we saw a guy that had like 30-something thousand at first place. he lost a lot of that, and then others took his place. So there's a competition here, and I'm loving it. We still got 2 days to the end of that. So guys, if you are in the competition, go ahead and give it your best in
That's
2
all we
days.
can do, right? I mean, if we take a look here, at least the top 3 traders right now, and we can go to the list. You guys can see 21,000, 16, 11. Definitely seeing some movement action here. And I think there was even some updates that were put, but I saw one of our chat members was even in 8th place. So we're going to continue to watch this, but
Yeah, Daniel.
this is what I like to see, right? I mean, I want to see continued you guys show up on the leaderboard. That's what we wanted to see, of course, with live trading with Benzinga. But happy to have you on, Michael. And we can always talk about what you're looking after today. But if you want to talk a little bit more about the leaderboard, let's take a look at it.
I mean, let's talk about trading.
Let's get to the action. We got
5 minutes.
6 minutes. All right, let's get to it, Michael. If you want to share
I'll
your
share my
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, we got it. We got to see the gold, the good stuff, the screen action there. I'm going to be looking to see if maybe a Roku short, but let's take a look at what Michael's watching.
So obviously it's a slow beginning, Monday. So one of the things Ryan talked about, CLDX, I really like that. Again, not a lot of volume coming in at the beginning, right at pre-market, but already playing it around 33 or so. So I got my levels here. 32, 20-ish, and 32. So that's the area. Right now we are above it. So if we'll go deeper into those areas, we can look for like a buy the dip situation.
Okay.
And at the top, you have this resistance at around 34, a little bit less than that, 33.80. So if you took that buy the dip, try to go for that selling area here, or maybe shorting the top could be a possibility as well. Interesting one to look at. And I got MLTX. Not sure if you talked about it, Ryan.
Nope.
Let's take a look at that.
So right now at 36 or so, coming all the way from 51 to 36. Huge gap here from June this year. So we can play with that as well. Since we don't have a lot of information on the hourly chart, then we can try to take some resistance or support from like an intraday level. You can use, let's say, pivot points. That's a great indicator for intraday to take some support and resistance. But if we do find resistance at around 40, this will be a great opportunity to short it, similar to what we did what was it? I think Thursday with 2 other stocks that we traded and talked about. So a huge gap down, bouncing all the way to the next resistance level. And from that point, look for the downside. So this is what I got, those 2. And, like regular Tesla and NVIDIA looking pretty good. And also the market. If I got 1 more minute, I'll take that.
Yeah, let's take it. We have 9:27, so still about 2:55 to the open here.
So the market looks pretty good to the downside.
At this point, the reward probably on the downside, right? It's a little extended for upside outlook, right?
I took some shorts like a few hours ago, still in the like a break even at the moment. But it looks pretty good to me, very extended, reach that resistance level. Maybe it will go just a bit higher to the 15,250, and then short it again. But looking pretty good to sell the top.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are in that kind of more sell the rip mentality here on a day like today. So if there is a rip out the gates, I think definitely some sellers might come into that. So we'll see what happens with that action. Of course, you guys can keep up with all the action right here on live trading. But Michael, it's always good to have you. And I know the chat really loves to have you on. So we're going to have to find kind of a weekly spot after this competition to bring you on weekly, because you got to join us sometimes, man. We love to have you. I know even Ryan enjoys it, because the truth is we don't get too many traders also to join us. And that's exactly what you are, one of us. And we truly feel it. So thank you for battling with us, giving us trading ideas, giving us this opportunity too. Without Trade the Pool, we wouldn't have this opportunity. So thank you, Michael, for having us for this competition. And let's see what we can do today, right? Let's get after it. All right, Michael, we'll see you back tomorrow. And on Wednesday, we're going to have something special maybe working up the sleeves. So
no doubt.
Stick around, guys.
The competition,
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Good luck.
Have a good one, Michael. Take care. All right. Like always, you guys can keep up with Michael and Trade the Pool on Twitter. I'll make sure that we throw up his Twitter there in the chat so that you guys can give him a follow. Let's get ready for the bell here, guys. I'm going to be watching also SPY, Qs, things like that. And you guys know me. I'm looking to the short side today. Got to show the dark side out there, the power of the dark side. We'll see what happens today. All right, let's get after it, team. Will I be able to execute Order 66? Let's get after it. Let's see what we can do to the bell here. We only got, a couple seconds here before the bell. Let's get to it.
Under 30 seconds here, Mitch. 25 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, market already coming down. One of my biggest things is to watch the TLT. Do we get a pop out the gates and then a flush down? That's what I'm going to be looking for. If it just flushes, that's going to tell me maybe short out the gates. If I get a pop on there, I could see the Qs and the SPY pop in also. I'll continue to watch. TLT's been going down all morning and pretty much topped on Friday at 10 a.m.
All right, we are open.
So TLT is going to be very important. You see a nice little pop there on the SPY right out the gates. TLT, I'll be watching also. Do we get a pop there? Ooh, this is one to keep on a watch. I've been waiting for this turn. If it will happen on Mattel. Mattel's been going up crazy since their earnings. They're up about 20% higher. Been trying to get through 20s, but if that comes back through 19s today, I want to keep an eye on that. That's Mattel, M-A-T. There's the TLT starting to head down a little bit. Let's go to Roku and see how that's opening up here. I would love to see an attempt to the upside on Roku. So I'm watching hourly support around the 84 level here, and I would love to see a nice little push back here towards 85, 50s, and then the hit down so that you can trap some more bulls and then see them get smacked. We'll see what happens. Bulls have been in control, that's for certain. Will that turn around today? Tesla is another one that I could look for a short. I like that one. If it rejects 225 on the up end, 226, and then smacks down through 222s, could see that going back down eventually towards like 210. There's a little bit of a gap there. So that seems interesting for me. I'd need one more attempt to the highs, though. See if we get that today. There's Roku starting to come up here for the rip. You know, it's trying to do that breakout look. Above 85s, I can start getting short on this. Got to take my shot today, guys.
Looking at CLDX here, this thing spread an absolute ton. Looks like so is AIRE. Wanted to highlight this real quick. Jay saying Twilio has earnings this week. It's beat up going in. I'll be in some calls. I think what I like the most about this, Jay, we flagged this ahead of those earnings. By the way, that earnings, I think that's what, 2 days from now? Let me get you that exact day on Twilio. Might join you with this one here. 2 days. Yep. Wednesday after market close. I think I'm going to join you there, Jay. We'll see how that one goes. Appreciate giving that ahead of the actual print. Absolutely love that. Apple big spike out of the gate here. Tyson coming down to the low 40s handle. We talked about that a while ago being a potential ad spot. Would absolutely love to see that. Palantir coming in here a little bit.
Got that spike over 85 just now. I'm looking for one more spike, but it was like very short-lived there. So I'm looking for between 85.11s and 85.46 today.
Oh, I see why you asked me. Okay, my bad. Forgot to get all my screen sharing up here, Mitch. My bad. And I was watching CLDX in the trading competition here. We'll wait for that spread to tighten up a little bit, but that thing's been wild.
See if I can get after Roku here. I'm trying to be patient here and let it get above 85s. Limits out there in the 85.20 spots. They had already kind of rejected 85.11, so might have missed that move already. So anything back into like the 85 spot, I'll get short. Trying to wait here. But the market might not wait. Q's just put in a big wick there too.
Lycee. Did anyone hit Lycee here? This is a nice power move here out of the gate. LICY. It's one of those smaller stocks. Let me check the chat here. See if any of you guys were on Lycee.
Roku, quick move down there. So I'm looking for one more bounce here in Roku, but it isn't looking like it's happening right now. I'll look for one more kind of double top, triple top around 85s.
Verb penny stock looking like it's going to try to take out the pre-market high. That might go. Johnny, it looks like you're in Lycee. That was a nice power move here out of the gate. Fortinet moving off. Haven't seen anything I want to take in the competition yet, Mitch, but still kind of looking at some setups. Fortinet here actually might take out these highs. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking good here on Fortinet. Maybe into the gap here. Let's take a look at Fortinet. Let's see FTNT. Let's see if we can get this.
All right, looking for Roku to come back up, and then we'll be looking for that short. There's 85s now starting to show up there. Can you get to 85.20s, and then I'll start my starter there?
I might try some of this Fortinet here. I might try a starter here. I'm just thinking we can move higher here. We'll see.
Starter on there.
And I took a starter of FTNT. So I'm looking for this to push higher here. If we do get this market turnaround, we can just cut this. This is a starter position, so it's a pretty small position. But we'll see. We'll take a stab here on Fortinet. Into the gap. And if we really get some strength here, maybe we can gap fill on this. We'll see.
All right, looking to start adding into that Roku now. Have another order out. I have 85.30s, 85.50s for ads.
Apple just pressing highs. Twilio coming in here off the open.
Just added a little bit
there. Some calls there.
I have 85.11s now. 200 shares of Roku short.
Let's go, Mitch.
I'm stepping up here, guys.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, when is Mitch going to say he's stepping up to the plate? And he's chilling today.
There's only one way, baby. Step up and swing like the champ I am. 84.50s coming down really fast there on Roku. That's what we want to see. Now I can pull down some of these limit ads for the kind of bonus here on pullbacks. So I'm going to be putting them on pullbacks to try to get filled here at near my entry and below my entry. So let's see what happens now. Now, if it just keeps going in my favor, I'll keep those 200 shares if it just wants to just plunge. But any move back through the highs, and I'll add through those, which is there's a lot of wicks there. There, I just got one fill there. Let's see if I can get one more fill here. I have 300 shares at 85.04.
Palantir might be starting to bounce here. See on Palantir, that first move out of the open was down.
All right, gonna look for kind of like 945 topping. There's the Qs going to the high, so that tells me to put my limit a little bit higher than the highs right now on Roku, because I could get a little bit of a pop there and then see the flush down come in. Need to see the Qs change tunes. The Qs are pushing right now, so that's good for the bulls out there. If you're a bull, you probably should be seeing a little bit of some up action now. FTNNT, that was a nice little red to green that you were watching, Ryan. I don't know if you played that one, but FTNT, red to green.
I'm in it, but I'm down a little bit. My starter position was 50-70. We're currently at 50-50. Looking for this to actually go green and even higher into that gap on FTNT.
Okay, my look is also going to be watching to see if ARKK does a VWAP rejection move or fade, right? So I'm going to look at ARKK here, and you see how it went down first. There's a VWAP here, and it depends what time frame you're looking at, right? 5-minute VWAP is up towards kind of the 90 moving average. That's what I'd be watching. The 58 level right here around the 40-60s. This doesn't look too bad to look for a little bit of a pullback and then a flush back down. That would help my Roku trade. We'll see what happens there on ARKK.
Anyone trading Howl today? I know that was a big one from last week. That looks like it's trying to go higher. Just came back to its VWAP here on Howl. I was looking at Lee Auto. This was a shout from Jay earlier, thinking, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you think that there's still some more meat on the bone for this upside run in LI. Let me know if I got that correct. Here's Howl. You can see we're a little bit lower here, but it looks like maybe we're trying to kind of change this and move higher here. Was just kind of flirting with its VWAP, although it just broke down now. Just wondering if anyone's watching Howl.
All right,
swing hold of Howl. Okay, so Smoke Tuna, you're in that up 15%. Awesome. You're swinging it. Awesome.
Looking for one more ad on Roku towards 85. It's already starting to flush now. So anything that comes up, I'm going to be adding and looking to get short. So now is just time to figure out how much shares could I possibly get, because I'm almost taking that home run swing yet. So.
Mitch, I actually have to jump here in a couple of minutes for a meeting, but I won't be gone more than 15 minutes. I'll be right back.
I love to see it. No worries, man. Guess what? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take down Roku. So I'll be all right here. Let's get after it, team.
Mitch going big baller.
You have no idea, guys. I'm setting up to get the max position that I can in Roku. The key is having all these limit and ladders to the upside.
CLDX.
Now. So I'm just laddering to the upside from here.
Oh, Fortinet really breaking down here. God, that was bad.
Good Lord, I can get sizing in Roku. We're gonna have some fun here, guys. Look at the ladders that I just threw up. I'm gonna zoom back here. Ryan, you can hop whenever you need to, my friend.
Yep, I will. I'm still checking stuff out here.
Let's zoom in now. So I have tons of ability to add on the short side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling these down to add on the short side as we start to break down here. There's Roku starting to flush already. I'm looking to add on any pullbacks back towards 85 and slightly above 85. So that's why I have a lot of these ladders already out there as 100 share order lots that I can add. So you guys see all these limits there? They're all 100 share order lots that I can add. So now as we start to get in my favor, now we just broke the big support, which was 84. So now I'm going to step up towards 84.50s. So stepping up there, some of this ladder on pullbacks back to 85 and willing to just keep laddering down and looking for ads, especially places like, let's say if it comes back above 84, I can mark it in on an ad. But I'm trying to give myself room for the stock comes back to me. I'm actually getting more position size and looking for the bigger swing. If it goes in my favor from here, hey, that's already 350, and Roku can move a lot on a day. So this is my shot.
Yeah,
I
we
talked
just
about it in
saw
the
it.
pre-market. It went up 50%. Could it pull back 10, 12% today? Yeah, it could. So let's see what happens here. I'm taking my shot on Roku, and there's other names that I like too. So I'm going to keep an eye out for some of those. Let's see what happens here.
Watch for OGI, the 153 spot, maybe right through the VWAP there. CLDX we talked about. That's trying to move through the VWAP here. Excuse me, still spread, but keep an eye on those. Mitch, I am going to jump here for a few minutes.
Yeah,
like I
go
said,
ahead,
I'll be right back though. I'll be right back.
You're good. There was one stock that I was looking at that did give me an alert, but I missed the alert, which was SEDG for the short. We talked about how that one could eventually come right back down. That had horrible guidance, yet came back all the way to 76 today. If that could come back here to 75 or 76, somewhere in there, 75s, oh, I'll take the short on this all day. I missed this one out the gates. It's down big already, though. I hope somebody was able to nail SEDG. Can you take a look at AMD? That's also one that I was looking to short today. Is that starting to break here? Yeah, that is starting to break. And I like the little wicks off of 112.80s. So what I'd be looking for now is an attempt to get back there towards 112.80s, maybe even hits 113 and then really gets the swat down there. But it's already a little bit too weak for me to chase right here. That's the cues, maybe making one more attempt towards 369.50s and then failing. That's what I will be looking for. So that if there's any strength, where could I see it just go reject and come right back down? That's if the market came up here towards 369.50s on the Qs and then rejected that. I'll take a look at that for you guys right here. So you see this 369.50 area. If the market could come up there and reject one more time, I think that's when we really start coming down. But if not, we could still break down beforehand, right? And that's a big level to watch, is going to be based on this kind of the pre-market action, right? Move back down below 368 is when we really start to see stocks break down. It could still just bounce off the VWAP right now, get back up there, and then fail one more time. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see what happens here. Roku up almost $500 now. So on any move back, I'm going to be adding to this and looking to go ahead and take a bigger shot in Roku. Let's see what happens today. Let's see if I can get into the green, baby. Pushing and pushing. There's only one way, baby. You know where you're at right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. Let's get after the action. It's time to make the money, they say. Time to step it up here. We'll see what happens. What are you guys taking a look at out there, traders? You guys taking a shot there? NVIDIA yet? Ooh, NVIDIA's been pushing. I don't know if I'm going to step up on NVIDIA. BRTX is a good stock to keep your eyes on. Tesla was one that I was looking at, maybe making a rejection. That just made a red to green move. No, a green to red move. Sorry, let me correct that. Green to red, which is what we were looking for. Little pop and then a drop. Now I'd be looking for a move back to 224s or 225s to risk off of that 226. So I can take a look at the Tesla Dragon today as another stock that I could come after. So I'll probably do that. I'll kind of keep an eye out on this. If it could come back here to 225s and 226 area, I'm willing to short somewhere in between there and risk off the highs here, like 226.50s, 226.70s. We'll see what happens. A little move back up above 224s, going to that 225s. I'll take a shot. Meta put, says Ali. All right. Looks like you guys are definitely getting short out there. And Elikio, then you can go ahead and go somewhere else, my friend. Like always, one thing we're going to do is we're going to have some good times. We talked about this trading competition for a good while. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, brother. That's what I'd say. Get out of here. There's always going to be some clowns out there. You know how it is, guys. We do it all here. And I'll call them out when I see them. Let's get after it. What are you guys taking a look at? XLF coming back down? Yeah, puts on that guy, right? I'm hearing with you guys. Smash the like. Let's get after Antonio. I love the name, Antonio. That's actually one of my uncle's names. So there's Tesla going down lower. Roku going lower. There we go. We're looking good in Roku, baby. It's time to take some of these off here just because the truth is that it's not coming back to me right now. So I'll adjust if it starts to come back at me. For right now, we're looking good, baby. So I'm going to be looking to add on any move back up right now, but up 500 on Roku. What does that tell me? Go looking somewhere else, Mitch. Find another play. All right, so another thing that I could look at is, like I told you guys, ARKK, rejection of VWAP. It still hasn't come back to VWAP. So move back towards like 40, 50s. I don't mind shorting ARKK. I'm going to look at ARKK names also to get short. DNA going down, Unity going down fast today, PAC B. A lot of these therapeutic stocks showing up for me, and they've had a decent move higher. Will they start to reject? One area that I could look at is Beam Therapeutics for a move back towards kind of 2430s to 2450s. Keeping an eye on that one. AMD's rejecting VWAP right now. That's actually a good outlook for me there. Beam Therapeutics. You see how this is rejecting the VWAP? I'd like it to come back here to the support and then reject here. This is a Kathy Woods favorite here. Come back up to the 2430s, 2440s spot. Then I can risk off 2460s and 2480s. We'll see what happens here in Beam Therapeutics. And look at this daily chart. I like the daily chart, how there's some resistance right in this area into the 25s. It could come right back down towards at least 23s on the day. So that's about $1 down. So got to risk about maybe, let's say 20, 40 cents max for that buck move down. Look for a little bit of a spike here, and then I'd get short into that spike. I'll keep Roku working, guys. We'll see what happens on this one. I don't mind taking a shot on this one. Let's say we'll do 250 shares at a time, and then we'll look to get towards like a max position of 500 to 750 shares. CRISPR coming back. That's another one to keep an eye out. That one actually had decent news and has been up significantly. Also has resistance it's coming into. So that one's an interesting one. 53.77, a big resistance. That's actually an interesting one to watch, waiting for the cut down there in Beam. But that's CRISPR. What are you guys taking a look at in the chat? I see NEEXLU. It's all good. The best part is that I control the stream here, Sydney. So don't stress it, or Lynn, don't worry about the trolls. I'll just boot them. I can always just boot them. No worries. There's always going to be some trolls out here. Let's get after it. Let's see what else we can come up with in these trades. This is the competition account, guys. Of course, trying to get towards the rule to pool. We'll see if we can get it. Roku was a nice trade though, and I think you could have got that trade on, and anybody could have got that trade. So we'll see if this can continue to work here. CRISPR, one that I'm taking a look at right now, CRSP. I'll show you guys that right now. Up by the VWAP, could come back. This had good news today. Let's see if it rejects this 53.50s and then comes right back down towards the low. Low on the day is 51.40s. So at least gives me a little bit more room to get quick short and take some quick profits. Let's see what happens here, guys. I'm going to go at it at 100 shares and try to get to 500 shares. The spread is a little wide. So here I'd want to see 53.30s at least. Trying 53.30s there. And then I'm going to try up towards like 60s or 55s. Let's do 55s to get started. So got 2 orders ready there, and then I can always add on the markets. Could get up to 77 real quick. And so that's why I'm trying to just put only 2 orders out there first, get filled, and then look for the extension move. We'll see what happens there. All right, what are you guys taking a look at? TPST. All right. Target dropping. Yeah, Target had some bad news out there just last week. And so I don't think they're going to do much better. But hey, they were getting a little bounce with that XRT. What are you guys taking a look at there? Apple going up. Okay, that's one to definitely take a look at. Let's take a look at the Qs. Did the Qs make that move to 369.50s? No, it did not. It's still below the VWAP, yet we're seeing Apple still up. Let's go to the big boys here. Apple is up on the day 1.18%. Microsoft is up 0.6%. Amazon 0.9%. What do we got in the red? Meta and Tesla in the red. AVGO in the red. Adobe in the red. And ASML Qs are trying to make another down move here. I did not get filled in that CRISPR. So I'm going to look for some pullbacks back towards 53.20s to maybe get my first fill. We'll look to see if we can get that here. All right, got some orders out there for CRISPR. Let's see if they can get short and start to fill me. If not, if I missed a move because I'm being a little bit picky by 10 cents, hey, so be it. I'm trying to get short here. We'll see if we get it or not. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go looking for other trades or maybe ads, and Roku rejected that VWAP. That's making me feel real confident there, guys. So we'll see if Roku can really kind of crush down now. ARKK is one way to kind of watch that, and did VWAP reject there. ARKK, nice VWAP rejection right there around the 40 spot. At least my other VWAP hit for sure, and then it's right back to the bottom. That makes me feel a little bit more confident that we're seeing more pullbacks. Palantir pretty weak here. I'd like to see this go back to 1875s, and then I could get short off of that level because it is a little expanded, and that could pull back there towards the gap towards like 17. That doesn't look too bad, but that's a strong stock. I almost don't want to short the strong ones. I'm looking for stocks that had no business being up where they were and getting short those names. So if you guys see stocks like that, feel free to bring them up here, guys. Another one that's like that is Roblox, and that just hit rejection at 34.50s. So that's another one that I could be looking at here. I'm going to look for a rejection of pre-market support, which is around the 348.80s. Anything up there towards 34.70s doesn't look too bad there on a short for Roblox. RBLK. So I'm going to look for a smooth back up into this level. And if I can get it there, I'll take a shot there short. We'll see what happens. It needs to just come back to me and then give me an opportunity fill. We'll see what happens there. All right, Qs still kind of hanging in here. Netflix is red, though. I will say that. That doesn't look too bad. Disney's starting to come down. Big resistance in the 86, rejecting 85.75. So that could be coming down before the earnings. We'll see what happens there. Can it get through 86 today? TLT is the biggest watch for me. TLT hit VWAP and then rejected, came right back down. Will we go down towards the 85 level? If we do see that, that's when I really start making more and more on my trades. We'll see what happens here. A little bounce could maybe get me those CRISPR fills. We'll find out. All right, guys, looking around, Carvana dropping out there. Okay, those are the type of names that we can look at. Affirm dropping. And you guys know I actually went long last week, Affirm. This could actually bring it right back down. ARKK making new lows there. So we'll see if we continue to see downside action. Stocks leading the downside there. Unity. Roblox just rejected. Could crack through 34s and just keep coming down. I'm looking for some kind of bounce. If not, can't get that one. Path is going lower. Beam, probably not going to fill me. CRISPR. That's also another one that I'm keeping an eye on. That one still hasn't broken down. But let's see if we get this little bounce fill here. Kind of looking for another high. If it can come back and just make this move towards the 40s and then just fill me on two of these, we'll be looking pretty good. Ooh, rejection there. Quick rejection there on CRISPR. Might not be able to add on this. We'll see if the Qs make that up move. Qs are trying to make an up move. Just to put their perspective of green to red today, there's only 3 sectors in the green. Healthcare is just slightly, and utilities are just slightly. 0.03, 0.2. Defensives are up 0.14. Everything else is in the red here. Leading to the downside is real estate, which was strong. Industrial is just getting wrecked here. So that's definitely the area where I see a lot of weakness, and we can go start taking a look to see what's really getting hit there. I'd keep my eye on some of the bigger names to see if those are really leaking. Caterpillar, big leak, 1.56% there. Boeing, 1.4%. Definitely not looking good here in this space. Let's see the defensive names. Even those getting hit now. Seeing Lockheed Martin heading to the downside. RTX heading to the downside. And NOC slightly red. Doesn't look good out there in the XLI space. CRISPR not getting me filled here. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out. We'll see what happens on those. So no fills on that. I was just close off of that 53.30s. It would have been a really nice one up already, but like 50.60s just from the first entry. If we would have got all 3, up probably about $300. Same thing we are right now on Roku. So I'd look to add on Roku, but only going to add if it comes back towards my entry. And I'm looking for a big takedown overnight on Roku. I might even swing trade this one. So I got to make some big trades, take some shots. We'll see what happens. CELH stock has been crushing it. Yeah, it's not a bad one to kind of keep an eye out. It's probably the best beverage stock, especially like in kind of your soft drinks. If you want to play growth in Celsius, I can't blame you guys, but this is getting hit hard right now. This is also kind of more in your kind of growth, but it is in the defensive names. This could pull back. This looks like it's already pulling back to like 175, but that could be the low already, and we're at 176.90, so maybe a little bit more here, but definitely decline of that VWAP, seeing it come down here fast. Q is going to 369. We'll look to see if that comes back towards that 369.50s and rejects. Giving myself an ability to add later in the day. Costco is the big move up. Adobe rejecting VWAP here. Will it start to kind of decline? That's one thing that I could clearly see. A lot of resistance here on Adobe. Could pull back. Adobe doesn't look too bad for kind of a fake out to 566 and then starts heading back down. See what happens on that. I do like Adobe overall. They have really good generative AI. If you guys haven't used the Adobe generative AIs, they're actually pretty cool with Firefly and things like that. So I'd look for a move back up above 566 to get short off of like kind of the highs there, 568, something like that. How much is Adobe moving a day? I want to see the average true range for that. I see about 14 points. So that could be a nice little winner there. But it would take a lot, right, to get a big win there. Nvidia is topping out around this 460 spot. That's where I see it maybe going towards 459, then turning around. So I got to be careful with one more up rip in the Qs. Qs are setting up for it. Let's see if we get it here. So you see the Qs here trying to make this push back there towards 369.40s, 369.60s. We'll see if we get to the upside. Real estate strong today. Which real estate though? You might be calling out like home builders, and those aren't really considered real estate. So at least the real estate sector is the leading sector to the downside for me. I could show you that, but maybe we're confusing what you consider real estate and what I consider real estate, right? Oh, good Lord. I did that little shake thing where you kind of bring all your things down, but I'll bring you guys back up. So you guys see this real estate thing. You guys see it. See how it's heading down. That's what I'm looking at. Good Lord. I hate when I do this. All right, there we go. Got you guys. All right, let's keep going, team. We'll see what happens if I get an opportunity here to add to Roku, especially towards like 85s. I want to add, but I want to add close to my entry. Adding down here at 84 just puts me in the pain if the stock gets back above the VWAP. I shorted the pop today, so I am okay here just hanging on, even with my 300 shares, even though I can get like up to like 1,000 shares of Roku. So not going to stress it. I will add to it, but looking for the bounce. I'm with you, Lynn. The Kramer touch is not something you want to see out there. The same way I feel about the Kathy touch. It's like an omen touch. I go long the stock and I find out Kathy bought that thing that day. Oh man, I'm selling that thing.
I came back at the right time, apparently.
She's an omen, man. She's an omen to me, man. It's not even like, oh man, trust me. She's owed me a lot of money because she's grabbed one of my stocks, and I kind of stood in there because I was like, well, maybe she believes in what I believe. No, Mitch, you don't want to believe in what Kathy believes. Literally, I see her buy one, and I act like the office guy.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
That's me reading the filing. We'll see what happens out there, team. Ryan is back. Roku's rejecting. I'm looking for the big Roku takedown today. We'll see if we get it. Ooh, CRISPR is giving me that opportunity. I'm trying to get short this. And the spread there is a little bit wide. Just be careful with the spread. I'm going to take a little bit there. I'm looking to add, though. All right, now setting up a little bit of a ladder here. So got 2 orders out there, 100 shares out that get 300, willing to get to like 500. So I'm going to hang out here, look to see if I get those orders filled in between the spread here and just slightly above. And then if I can always just kind of tackle down, if I need to, 300 shares or 200 shares as it starts going, cutting through 53s. So that's kind of like the takedown attempt there. So I'll look to see if this gets just a little fake out to the upside. Rejects the pre-market support of 53.40s, comes right back down. Move back through 54 and above 54s. That's when we have to get out. So we'll see what happens here. Roku looking good, looking like it wants to take out the lows. That's looking good, guys. Up almost 500 on that name. And maybe wish to be bigger, right? Like I got some orders filled, but I didn't get all my orders filled. So probably want to be bigger. But the truth is, at this point, I don't want to ruin my average. So I'm just going to let the stock market do the work. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. Especially on a daily pullback, let's say it starts to kind of come down here through yesterday's or Friday's low. That's already 1,700. I'm looking for kind of more of a swing trade where it retraces about half of this. And so that could be a big move, right? That could be like a $3,000 winner. We'll see what happens. I can add somewhere near if we start getting some bounces. All right, looking around, team. I'm going to look for names that were green to start getting towards the red. So that's what I'll be looking for now. Tesla just super weak, man. Tesla super weak there, guys. All right, let's look around. Let's see
Pound and lows on Tesla. Apple, the opposite of that, too.
CRISPR, you going to give me some ads? You got me one of the ads there. All right, I'm liking this. I want to see 5310s here for an ad.
The only thing disruptive about Kathy's ETF is the disruption she's doing to people's accounts.
That's disruptive itself.
I think that's pretty funny.
Ooh, look at that. CRISPR going right back down, looking to add on this now, setting up to add there, already in the green, but willing to add above 53s at 53.11 and 53.25. Orders out. I got 200 shares. That's looking pretty decent there. Going to start looking for other shorts in that space there. I like Beam also, so I'm going to look at that one. Willing to take a shot there off the 23.30 area. I'm going to go ahead and put a limit right now at 38s to get short there. And then I'm looking for anything that it fills me up towards 24.50s or above 24.50s. Let's actually put 24.55s here. All right, there you go. I got some orders out there already. I haven't gotten one fill, though. That's the only thing I'm a little bit concerned. I would like to have at least one fill. See if I can get 37s here filled. Instead, it's spread it out to 29s. A little part of me wants to jump up here, but let me see if I can get anything into the 30s. CRISPR going deeper into the green there. Roku going into the green. So I'm trying to get short out there, team. All right, I got one out there already, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my other two. There you go. Because that's what I was expecting to see. Already downside action coming in Beam. Now on pops, I can look to add. All right, I'll have those orders out to add on Beam. I'm looking around, team. What do you guys see out there?
Great job on the Roku short so far, Mitch. I saw CAN pop earlier on some calls, ticker CAN. And Tesla, when is that going to find a bottom? I guess we're pretty much right at where we closed on Friday right now, so maybe it bounces from here.
I'm looking around for more shorts, guys. I'm trying to work here. Financial services getting red there. Definitely starting to go deeper and deeper, almost up a full point there.
LIFW, what a huge move in LIFW. Who caught that? The Crow? Yeah, I see LIFW moving here. That was a big one last week, too.
Looking around, trying to find anything else to short. Ooh, PayPal when it was a really nice one. That thing got hit. That's why those stocks are dangerous, guys. Those stocks, like, yeah, you can catch a little bounce for like a week, but if you don't sell it, then you get washed out on the next down move. That's the scary part of those. CRISPR up almost 200 now, guys. So my limits, I'm going to actually raise them up here just in case the stock comes back on me. But this is working pretty good here and going to look to continue working this. Beam, I wish I would have got more, but hey.
Too bad we didn't short a firm today. That would have been a beautiful move.
Yeah, I talked about it at least. I talked about it. A firm to the downside, nice rejection there. And then Carvana also, the momentum names flipping right back down. Right? Momentum goes up. Momentum also comes down. Banks getting really hit there. I'm looking around to see if Apple and those stocks are going to change tunes, because if those go red, oh yeah, that's the only thing holding up this market. If not, this market would just be flushing down here. But Microsoft, Apple, Google, Nvidia, Meta, all green. Let's see if
be
those
careful.
go red.
I thought the market might flush down, led by some of those names last week, and took an SQQQ trade that didn't go so well. So be careful with that one.
Q's trying to lead here, though. Look at the Q's. The Q's are taking a hard hit to the down here, even though those bigger stocks are leading. Look at that. So the thing to watch now is, are big orders being filled here on the bid? Are we going to see kind of this little shake where all of a sudden it just rips to the upside? That's the only thing that can really turn this trade around. But if the Qs could really break, especially towards, let's say, 367.50s, like 367.40s in that space, yeah, that's when we really start to break down. So still trying to hold the support around the 368 level. That's that line that I drew earlier. I'm looking to see us really start closing below that for really going to get this continued downside action move. CRISPR, look at that. There we go. Looking good there. I wish I had some more beam, but hey, you try to put orders out there. What you get filled is what you get filled, man. Meta just rejected 317. That looks interesting for a speed up kind of move to break down here. Back above 317s. I know I need to get out. So that's why I like those types of moves where I know exactly where I need to get out and where I can get in, right? That's important there. Nvidia starting to head down.
OGI rejected at that 153 spot. There's some decent size there, that small stock OGI. And then also Tesla continuing to break down, actually broke down through that closing level that we had on Friday. So Tesla sure looks like that's going lower here, at least in the near term. Life W, huge bounce here too. Man, this thing has been strong all morning. This was the stock to play today.
I'm looking for stocks to short. Not finding much, but I'm looking out there, team. You guys see anything, let me know. One way I do this is I start to look at daily RSI to see what is super extended. One that's interesting to me that seems super extended is Mondelez, but it's just a confectioner. But I mean, look at that move on the daily. Don't see that often. So that's MDLZ.
Yeah, nice recovery on Mondelez. You know, these stocks, some of these stocks like Mondelez might be in play for potential downside moves if the weight loss or those Ozempic drugs get approved for weight loss or get moved to pill form. These would be decent shorts probably.
Yeah, I'd like to see a rejection of 69 move. So where like it pushes up here, tries to break back through 69 and then fails again. As that fails again, that's when I'd be looking for it. So failing of the 69 above towards 69.20s would be like kind of that fourth hoorah, try to attempt and then fail. Then I'd get short. But this one's on my radar, and I never pay attention to that.
Yeah, another good mention here by Marty on Mondelez. It's not just a confectioner, heavy on the snack foods and heavy exposure to Central and South America. Let's keep that in mind on Mondelez.
Yeah, and a lot of these stocks are the leading RSI stocks to the upside, right? Names that you wouldn't expect to see there, like Pepsi. And so I'm paying attention to that.
13 is saying like Coke, these are consumer staples, which are strong.
Exactly. And there's no reason for them to be that strong, at least I think in a roaring bull market, you know what I mean? So in my eyes, that shows defensive nature. That's why you see Monster taking off here. Nice big day for Monster there. But these are interesting plays for sure. Also seeing Intel go down. VRTX has earnings today. That's going higher in healthcare. I will mention that. Dollar Tree rejection here.
Life W through the highs there. Big pop there. Nice volume too.
I'll put you up, man. I haven't even put you up here.
Yeah, it's okay. Just watching pro here, not in this one, but this was a huge move through that 65 level. This was that intraday high. These are those breaks that I haven't been playing because they haven't really been all that strong. Life W, huge reversal here off the 430 level. Took that spot out. Crow, I think your call was for this to hit 5. Looks pretty good so far.
Beam is starting to come back, so I'm focusing on that one because that's the only one that's just barely green here, right? So I just got to focus in to see what's going to happen to that. Starting to decline now.
Yeah, OGI's tuna was rejected at that 153 area. Hasn't broken down, but it was rejected there. Not ready to go, at least not yet. This is what we were looking at, that push through VWAP, just unable to get that done yet.
We'll see if it starts to make its way back here. Beam.
CLDX through its VWAP here. Interesting. This one's still spread, though. Careful.
All right, guys. What do you guys see out there? SOXS pulled back to 1101. Now trying to bounce off those 11s, trying to get back to 1110. We'll see if that makes the up move. SOXL's off the bottom. How's the SQQQ finally doing there? It's pulling back here to 1870s. I'd like an attempt to flush down through 1865s. If I get that attempt and then start to see some fills towards 1860s, I'm willing to take a shot there.
On SQQQ?
Yeah.
I'm still in that. I'm still swinging that here. Hoping that we get a huge sell-off.
Can you add to it?
Yeah, I could.
That might be the move, though, at some point, right?
Yeah.
If you're like deep red, at some point, if you have buying power.
Yeah. Oh, and I do.
So, I mean, that's just the way to get back in there, right? You have to take some bigger sizing down where you think is going to be the complete bottoming of it. I see 65s as such a bottom right now. So that's why I wanted to tap that 65, go underneath it, and then come right back up roaring. We'll see if it goes lower. A lot of things on their lows. Do they break down here?
Seeing that across the board here.
Yeah, major manufacturers in healthcare, those are the ones that are holding up healthcare in the green. But everything else is pretty much red, especially medical care and diagnostics and research stocks. Technology still red, of course, leading the downside action. Real estate, mainly REITs, right? That's when I'm talking real estate, I'm talking that kind of area, REITs.
LIFW through that 5. That was a great call, Crow. And that was awesome. Great trade there. 13 on LifeW. Oh man, ripping here, LifeW. Holy smokes, we might be squeezing here.
Here, I'll put you up on that.
Here, I was watching it on here. I got you, Mitch. I got you.
No stress. I'm just
look
not
at this.
At that.
I'm actually surprised that this didn't halt on this move here.
Roku's doing
oh my
good.
Goodness, look at this move here. This would be awesome if we could get some of these upside break plays to start working again. Oh my God, that would be so great.
All right, guys, stepping up a little bit there on Beam.
Is this going to hold here? 587. This has got to be it. LifeW halted here finally to the upside. 587. Huge move here. Congrats to any of you that caught that. Awesome stuff. Wow. This was that was so much fun. LifeW. I was just going to say, this is the big mover of the day. Is there anything else out there that's really exciting like this? Everything is just kind of meh.
LI is an interesting one.
Yeah, that Jay Rice was talking about that one earlier.
There's resistance right where it went to today, so it could just come down all day long, though.
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier. Do we think that there's more meat on the bone for this run?
No, man. Like, you're like pushing it if you do think so. I mean, it's not a wrong thing to think about it, but man, like it's like going up 300% and asking for 20% more. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're being a little bit greedy, right? Like when you play those types of plays, are you being smart really on the side that makes sense, right? But hey,
Smoke Tuna mentioning CDIO. This is, of course, a penny stock. CDIO.
All right, as Beam goes through 24 this time.
CDIO blasting off. Wow.
I'm going to start adding to it and then just keep going for the short, hold break even on the rest. Looking around, guys. What can we do? All right. Little up move there. Disney trying to make an up move here. The Qs are trying to make an up move here. They did go down to 368, bouncing already. What has not turned? Apple, Microsoft. Microsoft taking another step up. Amazon taking lead there. What will take lead here? Will it just be the big boys that keep us up higher. Microsoft, probably the leading stock to the upside today. So I'll give you guys that outlook. Take a look at that. You guys can see how Microsoft is really pushing there. Will it turn the market green and hold us green? It could. SPY is starting to come back here. A lot of this based on the action that you're seeing in these three: Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple. Apple higher there, and Amazon higher. We'll see if those can hold on there. Hold on, team. Let's see if we get this real breakdown attempt here. That's what I'm looking for, guys. I'm up big, but not big enough, right? I mean, up like about $1,000, but that's not going to do it for us today. So I got to keep taking more shots. I would love actually a little bit of an attempt back on Roku to like 84, but I don't think I'll get that. Looking around, guys. Looking to see what is making moves here.
Yeah, so am I.
Meta just went through 317, then rejected that. Will we start to see a red move come in through here? Microsoft topping out also. Got Soxel still off the support there. Success. SQQQ, did we go into that spot? Yeah, we went to that 1865s. I kind of like that. That's probably where I can make the money if I really wanted to. So I'm going to start looking at that trade. Of course, I could go really big in this. So let's start it off the right way. 500 shares deep.
That's what I started with, Mitch. I'm actually toying with the idea of adding some more right here.
Oh yeah, now what I got to do is I got to set the ladder.
Yeah, we might as well. I might as well, actually.
I'm going to set the ladder on pullbacks. Anything that pulls back, I just want to fill like probably 10 cents down. So from 870s, 860s, right? Then 850s, 1850s. And now I'm willing to add.
Are you talking about blocks of 500 on each of these, or
I'm doing blocks first of 100, and then going to do power adds on the markets. If I need the market in, I can always mark it in. But I'm going to try to set some ladders here.
LIFW opened up, immediate pullback.
I'm going to do that 62 spot also. So just trying to ladder in here. Let me zoom back so you guys can see that other one here at 850s. I'll do it at 852s. Looking to add on pullbacks. Take a shot here on the SQQQ. And trust me, I can go really big on this. So like what I'm looking for is one more attempt down towards like 1866, 1864, and then turning back around for a big rip. Qs, I need to see change its tunes, right? So the Apple needs to reject the VWAP bounce. You'll see what I'm looking at right here. I'll show you that. So this is going right back to the VWAP bounce. For me, VWAP is closer towards 177.80s. This is slightly below where I think at least I have my other VWAP. So in this spot, I'm going to look to see if we kind of hold here and then get back up there. Because you can see this is a bull flag, right? This is a bull flag still. So let's see what happens on that. A rejection of that could really help us, at least the bears. We'll see if the Qs just make an up move here. If they do, that could definitely start becoming the opposite of what we're looking at there. And I'd get my fills there on SQQQ too. Roku almost up a full 1,000 already, Ryan. We're just going to keep riding this bad boy.
That was a monster. That was really good.
Just looking at resistance, daily resistance, knowing that a stock is extended. And right now, literally, I'm just going to put my target profit completely away from the action. At this point, it's just Roku was probably going to make this account or not make this account. And I think that's not bad for a competition account. I could hold it overnight, see if this just completely gets wrecked. And let's say if it goes down towards, let's say 75 or something like that. I mean, That's how we come back. But let's see what happens there.
Life W with a huge pullback out of that halt and now ripping. This should actually halt again.
This is the one. This is the one you could have made the account on today, Ryan.
This was the one to play today, and I just didn't. Didn't.
Dude, this is the one that you buy 1,000 shares and you sit back, relax, and watch.
1,000.
At least for the first. No, the first. I like the first move 1,000. Right. You get that first move 1,000. Get yourself into some strength, and then watch this rip. But this was at $2, $3 earlier. So, I mean, this could have barely made your account. Now, in my eyes, I could be looking for short scalps on this to the short side, but that's after like 3 halts. So where are we at on the halt game?
This is going to be this. Well, we haven't halted the second time yet, but
okay. You let me know, Ryan, on halt 3. We're going to go after it.
Okay.
I'll go after it, but
7 coming here.
I need you guys to let me know when halt 3 happens. That's what we've seen as a pattern.
If it holds right here at 696, it's going to halt. It did not hold.
Seeing some pullback in that SQQQ. I'm going to give it some room back down and then look to see what happens there. Beam still just kind of hanging out there. It's the only one that I have just slightly up. So I still like this one on the daily chart. That's what I like this. All right, let's step up to the plate on this one. We got to make money. That's the only way to do this, baby. CRISPR's coming back. Yeah. I might be able to give me some little ad there. I think we're going to get an attempt move up on the Qs, so I'm trying to be patient. Yeah, the Qs are trying to prop up here. I'm going to give it that chance to go to that 369.50s and give myself some time here. Instead of pushing too early on the first bounce back, give the attempt move up, wait for the fade to come back, and then hammer down.
LIFW here, 720s printed. It's they're not holding it there. It's higher now. Man, this thing is just not even going through the circuits. Circuit here at 733 if it holds.
I mean, the further it goes, the better it is, I think.
For a potential short. Yeah, I mean, it could also get ripped off in that.
I mean, that's the fun part of being able to come after this.
Life W halted for the second time here, 733.
All right, perfect. So what I would want is a quick open and re-halt on the 3rd. If we get that, I want to almost get short going into that halt. So I'm going to be trying to look at that when I see the next kind of slow down of the level 2 when it looks like it's about to get halt. I'm going to try to smack it down. Let's see what happens. This is high risk, high reward, baby.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Wally's saying, Ryan, have you ever put a stop loss and it didn't get filled? Yes. Something's gapped through a stop loss before. Yes.
Yeah,
it depends how you have your
stop, right?
It depends what stop you have, because if you have a stop limit, then it's trying to sell it at a limit price. If you have a stop market, then it just, when your stop is triggered, it sells at market no matter what the price is. So it really depends on what your order is.
All right, guys, seeing the market reject that VWAP there for the Qs. So we might just start getting that SQQQ move here. I'm willing to start taking a shot in just a second here. So I'm looking at it to see if the Qs put a big down spark, and then I'll look to add on the SQQQ. But I want to see the Qs tell me that, hey, yeah, I want to reject. Forget those big boys. I'm going to push them back down. We'll see what happens. NVIDIA is an interesting one, right? Because it's also made a huge move to the upside also. NVIDIA loves to come back all the way up and then fade right back down. So let's see what happens on that one. That could be one that I'll look to see if it makes a move to 457, rejects the breakout, and then fails to go up here. So it's setting up for an up move. Bullish setup. I'm going to look for rejection and then look for the fade. So this is that 457 move for the breakout, like right up here, this 457, and then fade it back down. But the idea is wait for the rejection there, because I don't want to get runned over, right? Instead of going first on this move, you see how I was looking for this pop here on this trend line. That's what I'm looking for. So if you guys are bullish, this is also a bullish setup, right, on NVIDIA. Let's see what happens here. Roku up almost $1,000, guys, has just continued to flush down. So whoever flushed Roku, shout out to you out there, because that's not a bad one. Let's get after it, team. All right, let's see what we can do, guys. A lot of action. A lot of action, guys. We're getting towards that time where the Christmas movie starts coming out.
Around here today, huh?
Look, man, November 1st is Home Alone season for me. If Home Alone
You know
is
what?
on TV any day from November 1st to January 1st, I'm in. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm in. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do our 25 days of Christmas watch, what movie you should be looking at. So you guys out there, I'm gonna throw up an email in a little bit for you guys to give us some suggestions to put on that calendar list. And it doesn't need to be only Christmas related. It could be holiday related, right? Anything really. I mean, some people consider what is those action movies that they consider
Die Hard.
Christmas?
Die Hard is
Die
a
Hard.
Christmas movie.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, dude, it's not action movies. It's one movie. It's the movie Die Hard. It literally takes place on Christmas.
I guess you consider that Christmas.
It doesn't. Look, Christmas movies don't have to be about holiday cheer and reindeers and presents and stuff. Die Hard is a great Christmas movie, and I watch it every Christmas, and you should too.
You guys out there, jump in on that conversation, I guess. Let's see if Tesla can come back to VWAP. That's also something I'd be looking for. Any pop above 222s. I don't mind getting short Tesla.
This hits big. Robert saying my mom took me to see Home Alone in the theater. Me too. I saw Home Alone in a theater when I was a kid, a little kid.
You guys got some real love, man. I had to wait till that thing came out on VHS.
Oh man, I had it on VHS.
Oh yeah, that guy played a million times.
You remember the old VHS? They had those paper sleeves that the cassette would go in. Dude, the Home Alone one was so ripped up from being used and watched, and for having it for so many years. Oh man, good times right there. Just a little bit of a nostalgic blast here on Monday morning, Mitch. I'll take that.
Hey, we got to have those moments, man. That's what I think makes us and separates us from the rest out there in the world. So we'll see what happens here. Now starting to get that downside action in some of these names. So willing to add on Beam and CRISPR in a second here. Actually, CRISPR, let's go for a little bit of
and
an
still
ad here.
watching Life W, by the way.
Boom, just got a nice ad there at 53.30s. It is getting a little bit of a spike, but hey, I will take that. That's not a bad one there. CRISPR. Still in some good range here. I could add to this one. Beam is the one that is slightly in the green now, but since this one hasn't gone deep green, I'm going to set a stop on this one because this one's not the one that I feel the most confident in. I feel more confident about the ones that I've been deep green in, which is CRISPR, Roku, and then I'm going to look to see if the SQQQ can go. Beam, I won't add anymore. So I'll just keep the 300 shares that I have and set a small stop.
I hit the wrong button trying to take myself off mute. Sorry. Life W is open. You might get that next halt here. So it immediately yanked back and now pushed higher here. Life W going for an 8 handle. This might be your third halt to the upside. Life W. Keep it on watch, Mitch.
I got that, baby. I'm going to come after a team. I'll do 300 first, and I'll let you guys know. Halt from here. I need to put it up on my other one so I can take a look what's 10% on the 1 minute bar. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, we should be halting somewhere near in the next probably 20, 50 cents here. There we're above the 8.
This is absolutely wild. Congrats.
I'm going to take a shot here, guys. All right, there. Got a little bit there. 300 shares. That was a hard one, team. Look at that. Look at that green, baby. Halt down, baby. Halt down.
I can't believe you. That was awesome. I was still pulling it up here.
Halt down, baby. Halt down. Let's go, baby. I came after it there. I'm in the green right now. I could just scalp it, but I'm looking for the big boy, right? The move right back down. So let's see if we can get slightly above this towards 9, and then that's the next halt. Can we get to 9? I'm okay with leaving the orders that I have right now. It's 300 shares. Definitely danger position, but hey, guys. This is the fun part, right? I don't get a chance to try to take down these
I don't get a chance to ever do this in my main account, so might as well try it here, especially since I'm out.
Let's see if we can get a pop through 9. Where's my next ads, right? I want to see what the expansion moves were.
There's through 9. Oh, big move through 9.
33, 40. Okay, so 33, 40. I'm going to look for 40%. That's where my next ad will be. That's closer towards 10, guys. Just to give it in perspective, what I'm looking at is right now. I'll show you guys right now. You can only do this one on my other TC charting, but I'll show you guys that, right? So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the expansion moves. This went up 36% and then halted. This went up 40% and then halted. So why not another 40% and then halt number 3? So that's going to be somewhere near the high right there, 945, 950s, close to maybe 970s. And that's where I'll look to add again. And then look for the halt, and then it comes right back down.
Oh, here it comes, Mitch. Here it comes.
Hold on a second, though.
Let's go, Mitch. Oh, man.
I'm sorry for being such a bear, guys. If you guys were long that, I'm sorry for being such a bear, but
oh, man.
All right, guys, I'm up 370. Should I take some profits? I think I should take some profits, but it's kind of hard to determine. Let's see if it holds to the downside here. That would be the stomp.
Yeah, Jay, I get you, but it's what you put into it. It's almost over, which is why I'm considering doing something like that. But I'm with you on that. I feel you. Let's see if it actually bounces here, Mitch. That might actually set up for another move here.
I mean, I think I timed it pretty well there.
Yeah, you did. You sure did.
And I didn't go extreme. Remember how I said 500 shares? What did I do? I went down to 300. Listen to myself. I said, Mitch, if you tell yourself this much, maybe cut that down a little bit and then go at it small, size into it.
Yeah, that was probably a good break for me though, Jay. That honestly, I'm ready to get back at it though.
Yeah, the Qs are trying to rip, guys. So we got to keep our eyes on that too, right? So let's keep our eyes to see if it rejects there. I'm lowering my SQQQ ads, guys. Do want to mention that. I'm willing to still take the SQQQs, but the ads need to be on the smart spots. So looking for double bottoms here towards 55s, 54, 50, and 48s. So you guys see the ladders out there. Everything else is in the green. Let's go control the faster moving green. LIFW. So everything's in the green except the SQQQs. I'm going to keep watch on that. I can always add to that one, and then we'll see what happens here on LIFW. Above my entry on LIFW, I will be adding shorts. So be careful out there, guys. But this is the type of account, this is the type of trade that can really put me back on the leaderboard. I'm trying to take a shot. Let's see if we can get it back above 9 towards 950s, and then I'll add another 300 shares.
Here we go. We're coming back up to the top there. We'll see. Elon, yeah, this was a really good call. You did see that the pullback seemed shallow earlier, I believe was the language that you used. You were spot on with that. It definitely feels that way. Here we go on LifeW.
Order out there for 960s. 960s is where I'll add. Orders out there. CRISPR coming back on me. So I'm going to go focus on the stocks that are coming back on me, right? You guys let me know about LIFW. This is the fun part of having multiple trades on. It's going to be fun to kind of watch how it turns out here. Let's take some shots. Let's see what happens.
There was a big yank right there.
All right, so I'm looking to add at 5360s and then hold off 5380s for CRISPR. So that's what I'll be looking to add here on that one. Let me go ahead and set that up.
Good to see you, Wisdom. Hopefully you're doing well out there, my man. We'll be here waiting for you whenever you're ready.
All right, I like that one. Beam might stop me out, but I'm okay with Beam stopping me out because that one hasn't gone deep into the green. CRISPR has. So if that comes back down, I'll be feeling confident. Actually, it already is starting to come. I like this topping on the Qs for 369.50s. Now a big bar just come and smack them. So now is when I need to go ahead and look at the SQQQ trade, things like that, to see that start to reverse on this bottoming attempt. That's what I'm going to be looking to start getting some fills on, and then just start watching this, look to see if the Qs make the up move or the down move. It could make another up move, but I'm going to start filling in here on the SQQQs on pullbacks. See if we get a pullback to 56 here.
Santa's bringing me some clubs this year. Good stuff. Hey, Elon, we like you too. Appreciate those kind words, my man. Let us know more. Mitch asks about this all the time. Let us know if you have any feedback. Let us know what we can do to make it better. I know some of you were not thrilled with the competition. Others were thrilled with the competition. Would love to hear how we can actually make it more enjoyable and better for you on a regular basis. Really appreciate the kind words, though.
Yeah, and like always, guys, you know, we don't do competitions every week here, so
yeah.
At the end of the day, this was for a special occasion here.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's about, right? And I've made
And we're
some,
going to keep taking shots like that, right, Mitch? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep trying things to see what works and what doesn't.
yeah,
We'll hang
it's
on
important.
to what does and get rid of what doesn't. That's simple.
Okay, so rule of three, right? On this LIFW, up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, right? So we just made kind of that attempt here. We could pull back, but you see how we keep making higher lows? I want to see this kind of trend change here. So I need to put a trend line here and look to see if that breaks on the downside. Also, put a trend line on those top wicks to see if you make an attempt back in that spot. If we make an attempt back in that spot, maybe make a wick to the upside and reject that, then I can maybe add. But until then, I got to add on the next breakout attempt, which is that move to 960s, 10 o'clock or 10. If it just goes down here and I don't add, I'm okay. That's just going to expand the win, right? So we'll see what happens there.
And for those of you that were watching OGI after the move here, I got it in pro. Crow had mentioned, well, Smoke Tuna was on this. What?
You don't have pro up.
I don't have pro. Oh, did I accidentally remove that? That must have been
bro.
that.
No worries,
yeah,
I got you. I
clicked the wrong thing again. That must have just been. All right. Well, real quick here. Smoke Tuna had mentioned OGI earlier. We've been watching this. It's really struggled to get above that VWAP, but we're on that again here. Now, Crow had said something interesting. Said the traders from LIFW are leaving to go to OGI. Now, that's speculation, but I know why you're speculating on that. And if you do get any type of effect there and you push through this VWAP level here, maybe it does end up going. I don't know if it's going to do the same thing that Life W is, but you might get a little bit of a pop here. 153 seems to be the spot. It's currently at 151. So we'll see if it can actually break this out. There, back up to 152. There's a little bit of size there, but 153, 152, 153, still that spot. Here, I got my screen back up here. You can see right in here. Right, this is the area that needs to get cleared out. You need to have volume that looks like these candles. If we get it, this goes higher. If it doesn't, it probably breaks down.
Money, 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 money. Boom, boom, boom. All right, gonna go ahead. I seen the Qs come down pretty fast. I don't think this will pop again, but I'm gonna add to CRISPR there. Just added on CRISPR, now have 400 shares of that. Beam is right off my entry, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add and just risk slightly above it. So I've already been working this position. Now just gonna look to see if it breaks down and set an easy stop above it. About $60 risk there, and look for it to move to really kind of break down through the lows and further. So this one isn't going to give me the biggest reward. So I'm just going to keep looking for it and look for this as a kind of more of a swing trade approach here off the daily chart to see if this could pull back into, let's say, 23s, but it's not the biggest mover. So that's why I don't expect too much on this beam.
Life W breaking down, Mitch.
Yeah, I stopped even watching it, guys. That's how much I care about that now. It's at this point where it's like, it'll let me know if I need to go watch it again. If not, profits are going to keep growing, baby. Let's go.
Ali's saying life down, down, down. Oh, we started something here.
Qs are popping, man. And that was a nice rejection off 369.50s. I'm adding on the SQQQ trade here for sure. Let's go with 250 shares a price right now, but boom, just added 250 more, got 750. Now starting to move up my buys that I have for pullback opportunities. Starting to move up my ladder here. Start coming after it. There we go. Got 300 shares to add. That would put me up over 1,000 shares. And that's kind of like what I want to do. I could get to like maybe even 3,000 shares on SQQQs. There we go. We're starting to get this down action move. And I'm going to start looking for some real takedowns now. NVIDIA is one that I could look at too. So let's do it. That's a fast mover that makes me money when I get it right. So I'm going to take a shot here, guys. All right, so let's get after this. It did get to that space and rejected it here. So remember I drew this? Look at that. Right to that box and rejected it. I'm willing to start shorting here. Let's go first. Let's do it at 25 shares. So I can jump in right now and then look to ladder up on up moves. So 455 50s. It's going to be one short there. Then I'm going to do 456. So you guys see me ladder approach here. So let's just get the first entry, look for pullbacks to add.
Mitch, Lynn's asking you, when will you get out of life? Do you have like a target? Like, what's your exit trigger? I guess would be the way to ask
really
that.
just the real key here would be if I'm going for the competition or if I'm going for the smarter trade. The smarter trade would now be to take some off and then just let the rest break even. So like, let's say when we get down to VWAP, so VWAP bounce, looking for to maybe go back to VWAP, mean reversion 624. And then looking to take half of that off, if not 3/4 of that off, and then just break even on the rest. Because it could never go back up there, right? It could. And I think that the idea there at this point is for the competition, I'm looking for a little bit more, right? I would like for this to just get smacked down towards, like, say, like $6, $5 later in the day. So if that happens, I mean, it's right back down, right? We'll see what happens there. NVIDIA hitting me there, guys. So boom, starting to get in on NVIDIA. Got 25 shares and ladder is there to short. I'm going back to the SQQQs to add on that. So looking for quick dips to add. So now moving up to 862s, 858s, looking to see the Qs break down big here. What I like about it is that today's been the day where, like, I'm just trying to execute on what I was looking at, right? And what I was watching for. So now it's just pure, just keep going after it, going after it, going after it until the market tells me no. I want to see the SPY also just make big bars down here. Elevator moves down. That's what I'm looking for, guys. Roku is one that I could actually add some now as the market really looks weak. Even though Roku could come back some, I'm going to add like 100 shares here to try to increase the overnight swing. So I'm looking for any bounce towards resistance to add. So that might be 82.40s here. I'll see if it gets back to 82.40s. I'm not going to put the order out there just in case I get a quick wick to the upside. I could just jump on that, but I'm willing to add on that. Almost up 500 on that LIFW though. That's working well. Let's start figuring out like target profits just in case we get quick moves down.
Go. That's what we were being asked for.
So 5 is maybe like an area, but really, I mean, I could just try to overnight this, but the truth is just look for the profits. So it's either like right here at the 624 VWAP or back down towards like the whole dollar spot where I could see it going through 5, maybe to 450s. I'm going to put out there 510s right now as a quick sweep profit, right? If it just comes back down to 510s, well, guess what? I'll cash out. Really, I'm cool with this coming back and giving me another attempt to add on it. Because I was hoping to get towards like maybe eventually, I think 1,000 shares on this. So right now it's kind of just, I could take the first profit and then look to add some more. But I'm going to wait here and just look for it to either come to this 1,200 win or come back and I'll just start trying to take it down some more. That's why I have the alert right here. That's an alert to tell me, hey, start paying attention to this. This is coming back to your entry and you can add a little more. Taking shots, guys. NVIDIA got 75 shares, but it's right back down. That's kind of like what I'm looking for here. Just wanted to keep adding me, and then I'll get like what, like 125, and then I'll look to add more at 455 breakdown. Looking to see if the Qs make this huge rip to the upside. That's probably about the only thing that could go negative on me now is if the Qs just kind of rip to the upside. But I've been looking for them to turn around all day, trying to bet on the turnaround on the day. We'll see if we get that. SQQQ's pulling back, not filling me that 62. So I'm going to pull back to 61 and pull this to like 59s and just keep playing the ladder on pullbacks, right? So I want to see a higher low form, which could go to like 58 here. Looking to add those, but at lower prices here, like 60s, 61s, and 60s. What do you guys see out there? Vic said, I wouldn't short NVIDIA yet. Don't worry, Vic. I honestly, this is kind of more going for the trade, right? Going for the breakdown. SQ, let's take a look there. I wouldn't say launching to the upside, but coming back to VWAP. Remember, stocks a lot of the times, for me to consider it bullish or bearish, I need to see it above VWAP, right? For it to be like launching higher. So that's just what I would think. So I normally look at bullish or bearish stocks based on the VWAP, right? Like this is still bearish because it's not really holding above VWAP, right? But look at Roku. I would say this is bearish, right? Holding below VWAP all day. Things like that. That's what you look for. So where's the strength in the market? Find it. Let me know, guys. Here's CRISPR coming back here. Beam, stop me out. Yep. Got out of that one. There it is. Beam, $60 hit. I'm going to leave that one alone. That didn't make me feel too confident about that one. CRISPR coming back here. I might add on this one when it starts coming back down through 53. Actually set that up here.
OGI getting a bit of a volume pop here, going for that 53 level. Again, let's see if it takes it here. OGI.
Got to stop add on the short side of the CRISPR. So it's like a short sell, a stop to add there if it comes back through that. LIFW up about 500. Will the Qs break down here? Let's find out. So what I'm going to be looking for now is not a move to 369.50s. I'd like to see a rejection around 369.20s here, maybe even 369.30s, but nothing above that. That's what I'll be looking for here on the Qs. So you see here on the Qs, I'll show you guys that. Looking for an attempt to move back through the trend line and then failing. So back to this trend line and fail. So somewhere I'll move this box here into that. Somewhere into that space and failing. That's what I'm looking for now. And that's why I draw the boxes, guys, because it's a great way to, let's say, look back and see, okay, how am I looking at the market, right? And are things kind of playing in? Or because if that's what I'm looking for, then I should see that type of action continue. And as long as the market's continuing in that sense towards my process, I continue just purely trying to execute. So that's what I've been doing all day. Now the question is, will the market come back on me? That can always happen, right? And I think that you always need to know what are those levels that you could look for to say, okay, I need to get out of this. This is too much. We'll see what happens here. Smash the like out there, guys. You guys have been enjoying it. It's time to get a little pinky up action with a little orange juice. And we'll see if the Qs come right back down.
Time for me to actually get rolling here, Mitch.
Yeah.
We're going to be back at this tomorrow again.
Yep.
And we'll be out there. All right. So take care, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Enjoy your Monday.
All right. We'll get out of here, guys. We'll bring you guys over to, of course, the Trader Bacon show that's coming up next. This has been a great day for me. We'll see if it continues. Find out, of course, on Start Swing Trade. Hendricks will be there. The question is, will you guys be there? All right, stick around. Don't go anywhere here, team. This will bring you guys right over to, of course, up next, you guys will have the Trader Bacon show. Let me go ahead and make sure that redirect's set here for you guys. If you guys like some futures action, check it out, team. That's going to come up next. Stick around. Trader Bacon show starting up in just a couple seconds here.